Electrolytes are probably the hottest supplement on the market right now. For good reason. I feel like running and endurance sport is kind of having its moment, its era. So I feel like to coincide with that, electrolytes are also having their moment in their era at the same time. We get tons of questions from our clients about electrolytes and really like what the purpose is of them, if they should be taking them, who should not be taking them. So my hope is by the end of this video, you will be very confident in if electrolytes are something that you need to supplement with and just what they are in general. They might add value to your life, they might be a detriment to your life. So let's clear it all up and dive right in. I think the first important thing to note is what the heck is an electrolyte and why do you need them? Every supplement or anything that you are considering taking, it is important to know what that supplement does. Like, what is the purpose behind it? We don't just want to take something because we saw someone on Instagram taking it or someone said that these are good for you, so we're just going to blindly start taking it. No, there are 4 main electrolytes that we have in our bodies: sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. To completely simplify what the purpose of electrolytes is, essentially they are helping us sort of maintain our water balance in our bodies. They're pulling nutrients into cells, they're helping cells dispose of waste. They do a lot and they are essential. One of the most important things to note, and how I kind of like to explain it to our clients, is when we think about hydration and drinking a lot of water throughout the day, which we all know is something that we should be doing, right? We need to be drinking and hydrating and staying hydrated no matter what our goals are. But the other half of the hydration equation is electrolytes. So if you think of the goal of hydration, you have to think of water plus electrolytes equals hydration. We want both of those things to remain in balance to feel our best, to perform our best. So electrolytes help us stay hydrated, but also help us with things like muscle contractions, including our heart. Our heart is a muscle. So when we are in optimal water and electrolyte balance, we are doing great things for our overall health. Now, just because you see electrolytes come in supplement form, that doesn't mean that we can't get our electrolytes from our diet completely. So we do get a lot of our electrolytes from the foods that we eat. So for example, when you think of sodium, you're getting sodium from table salt. So if you salt your food, if you eat highly processed foods, so anything that comes in a package probably has some amount of sodium in it, as well as canned foods. And then there's potassium, so you think of like bananas, oranges, avocado, sweet potatoes, all are great sources of potassium. Calcium is the obvious one, so think of like milk, yogurt, cheese. And then magnesium is going to be like your whole grains, your nuts, your seeds kind of thing. So if you are somebody who eats a very balanced diet and you hit all of those areas, you probably don't need to supplement with an electrolyte supplement. You probably meet your needs from just the foods that you are eating if you are eating a wide variety of things on a daily basis. Now, we know the standard American diet, most of the humans out there, probably not eating like the most optimal diet every single day. Maybe some of you are, and kudos to you if that is you. But even if you are eating a mostly whole foods based diet, chances are your sodium levels are then a lot lower than they should be. So figuring out where that balance is can kind of be a little bit intricate, but I would say general rule of thumb, if you're somebody who eats a wide variety of all the foods that I just listed, you're probably okay to not supplement. On the flip side of that, if you are somebody who is eating a lot of highly processed foods that are mostly coming in packages, you don't eat a ton of whole food sources, you also probably do not need to supplement with an electrolyte supplement, because I guarantee you, you're probably way over consuming sodium. So if you're already getting 3,000-4,000 milligrams of sodium every single day, you don't need to add an electrolyte supplement that's going to boost that by another 1,000. That's not going to be beneficial to your overall health. There is obviously such thing as too much sodium, too much electrolytes, and I argue that those who do not have their nutrition in check just do not need to be adding in an extra packet of salt to their diet. You need to first focus on consuming more of those whole nutrient-dense food sources and a variety of those sources every single day. So this segues us into the question of then, Who are they for? Who should be taking electrolyte supplements? Let's get the list going here. So if you are an athlete, somebody who is very active, you're highly active, you're sweating a lot, you're exercising a lot, you are likely going to benefit from taking an electrolyte supplement. You're losing a lot of water from sweat, so you need to replenish not only that water, but also that electrolyte balance. People who live in hotter climates, so this is obvious, you live somewhere warmer, whether it's humid or just straight up hot, you are sweating more, you also need to keep those electrolytes and hydration status in check. The elderly, so if you are an elderly individual, you are more likely to be dehydrated, so sometimes an electrolyte supplement can be beneficial to you. And then lastly, if you are on like a low carb or even keto diet, you might benefit from an electrolyte supplement because drops in your insulin levels equal electrolyte loss, so that is something you obviously want to replenish there too. I will also add here the breastfeeding/pregnancy populations. This might be something to ask your doctor about, to consider if you are pregnant, especially if you are pregnant in the summer. Personally, electrolytes saved me getting through last summer. It's very easy to get dehydrated, but especially when you're nursing, when you're making milk and you're expressing milk, your hydration needs go up, and that is not just water. Like we learned, your hydration is water plus electrolytes. So if you're drinking more water, you need to also make sure you're consuming enough electrolytes, especially while you're nursing. There is some interesting research to also support just talking about the various benefits of electrolytes for nursing mothers and to help boost or maintain milk supply. I will link it. It was super informative for me to read. But I just wanted to throw in that extra bonus population because I know a lot of you who follow me are moms or pregnant or postpartum. Definitely a time to make sure that electrolytes are in check. And then as a recap, who are they not for? People who are either getting enough from their diet and they're happy and content and everything looks great, or people who eat a very processed style diet, aka the standard American diet. You do not need to be adding specifically the extra sodium to your day. I'll finish this video just sharing the brand that we love. We've tried various types of electrolyte brands out there. There are a ton today, but we've been using Element for the last 3 years now. Like I said, we've tried other ones. I was never really crazy about the taste of them. I really like how Element is very simple ingredients. They even have a section on their website where they tell you exactly how to make their electrolyte mix if you wanted to do it yourself at home. I love their packets. They're so easy to travel with. I typically have 1 packet a day, but if I go in the sauna or if I'm doing like a double workout session like today where I lift and then I run, I will have 2 packets per day. And keeping in mind, I'm somebody who eats a very whole foods based diet. We do minimize our processed food intake. Obviously there are things that we eat that are processed, but we do try to have mostly whole foods. And as just like a reference point, just from a day of tracking macros, typically my sodium levels come around a little less than 2,000, which for my activity level for the summer, for going in the sauna regularly, that's just not enough sodium. A lot of people are still very fearful of high sodium diets and salt in general. I'm gonna also link some very helpful blog posts, and those have links to studies within them that show benefits of slightly higher sodium diets for certain populations. So all that will be in the description, but we truly love Element. We bought it for years before we've ever partnered with them. And this video is not sponsored, I'm just making this to educate you, but we do work with them as affiliates, so if you do want to try them, you can use the link in the description and it will get you a free sample pack of all of their flavors, so you can try them all before you purchase any more in bulk. And if you're curious, just ranking my top flavors in order, I'm gonna have to go with grapefruit as being my top, which I'm not a grapefruit eating person, but I love their grapefruit flavor. It's not as strong or sweet as the other ones. Raspberry would be next, watermelon would be after that, and then citrus would be fourth. Not crazy about the orange one, and then there's a few other random ones that just aren't my jam. But they also dropped some sparkling waters that have electrolytes in them too, which is really cool, but I just love their ratios. They work really well for us, and yeah. So I hope this video helps clarify just if you should or should not take electrolytes. I know it can kind of be confusing out there. And as a reminder, supplements are like the last little piece of the puzzle at the top of the totem pole here. So if you are somebody who has not mastered the basics of proper nutrition, consistently training, following a progressive program in the gym, adding in consistent cardio throughout your week, moving outside of the gym, getting your mind right, our 5 pillars there. If you haven't mastered those things, don't even worry about supplements yet, because the other things will make a bigger impact than any supplement out there could ever do. So let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments. I'd be happy to answer those for you, and I'll catch you in the next one.